Hello, this is the first GPanel update video. So, one of the things I added was keyboard inputs. In keyboard input, you can actually detect when a key is being pressed or not being pressed. So, for example, right now, I've made this simple program to show whenever the space key is on or off. As you can see, whenever I'm pressing it, it's turning on and off, and I can hold it on and I can let it go, hold it. But I also made some changes. I also made it so that it's a lot easier to just use the header file outside of itself, so you don't have to edit it at all. It's kind of like the it's pretty inspired by the OLC Pixel game engine, but this one I wanted to make it myself because I thought it would be cool to do that. But anyway, let's empty this out. Let's clear out this so that I can show how to initialize everything, how to actually start making stuff in it. So first we got to make a class. We can call it, I don't know, let's say just panel or something, class, and then it will inherit from GPanel. Well, I gotta put a namespace. I gotta put the namespace of GPanel. So there we go. Then we do, what was it called? We gotta do void heartbeat override, and what this will do is it will actually replace the function that's being run every time that the screen refreshes. So I've added, like I've said, I've added keyboard input, so now I can do something like keys. And there's an enumeration for each key, so I can put W, and that will equal the ASCII code for W. So I can put if W, then something. The value will be set to true if the key is being pressed currently, and it'll be false if it's not. So let's make a simple program that can move a pixel on the screen using the letter arrow keys. So first we gotta make a class object. So let's make one. I'm just going to call this panel. And then here we do open window. And then let's do the dimensions. So it will be, let's do 400 by 400. And then 2 pixels by 2 pixels. Let's do that. And now, this will be what's being run every millisecond. So let's see, what should we start with? Okay, so first of all, let's put an int x, and that will be 0 first. And then let's put int y, that'll also be 0. Now every time the screen refreshes, we want to clear the screen to black so that the previous one isn't so that the previous screen isn't overlapping, if that makes any sense. Now I put that in the wrong thing, but just put it here. Okay, so then we'll set a pixel to X and Y, and then let's just make this how about just red. So now, every time that we find out that the W key is being pressed, let's move Y. Let's increment Y by 1. Basically, that'll just add 1 to it. Now let's do else if. Well, actually, instead of else, let's do just another if. Let's do if keys A. And then let's decrement X, because that's the left key. It's the left arrow key. And now let's do if keys S, then Y. Actually, it should. This is the increment. This one should be decrement. So now, the last one will be if keys D, then increment X. Now, let's run this. Let's see if it works. There's one. Oh, and look, there you go. We can move this little pixel around. I can move it up, I can move it down. In fact, if I go up, it can go outside of the window, because if there's a pixel outside of the window, it won't draw it. It'll just act as if it's not there. Actually, this is even weirder. If you go over here, it comes out the other side, but that's because it's wrapping around. The screen pixels array is a 1D array instead of a 2D array, so it just wraps around whenever you go past the furthest screen pixel width value, if that makes any sense. But anyway, yeah, we got this little pixel that we can move around. I can move it up, I can move it down, I can move it anywhere. Now let me see. There's an error, but I'll figure out what's causing that error later. Anyway, what if we want to make that pixel a little bit bigger? Well, we can do that by just setting these to smaller and setting the actual pixel size to 4. Or, in fact, we could also do something like 8. There's really no limit to how big it could be. So if we do like 100 here, now it will be pretty big, and it'll move around pretty fast because it's a lot smaller resolution. So, well, what if we don't just want it to be a pixel? Well, I've also added a new function to this called draw line, and it uses the I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing this right, but it's used by the Breyenham line drawing algorithm. So let's see. Let's put draw line, and here, instead of just having X and Y, we can put 0, 0, and that will be the starting point of the line. So now, instead of it just being a pixel, it will be a line that comes in from the top. So now we can move this line around, which is pretty cool. It's like a claw. It's kind of like a claw finger thing, but I'm controlling this. It might look like it's just kind of going everywhere, but I'm actually controlling it. So if I go W, it'll go up. If I go S, it'll go down, and I can do whatever I want with it, which is cool. And if you want this to be kind of like a painting application, you can remove this fill so that it won't clear the screen, and you can put set pixel and we can do instead of the line, I can just do this, and now whenever I run this, it'll actually draw lines, which is really cool. But yeah, I just wanted to show the updates that I made. There's gonna be a lot more stuff like drawing squares, drawing circles and stuff, like I said in the previous video. I just haven't made that yet, but I'm gonna do it, and it's gonna be pretty fun. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video, and goodbye.